All right. I'd like to first thank them for discussing. Oh shoot, where did it go? Here we go. I thank my opponents for discussing the fact that the government already spends too much and is already spending more in debt every year. Because with even Governor Jerry Brown's his budget summary for 2016, 2017, before he was elected for, I don't remember what term he is now. They released in January that they stated that the $15 would create even higher increased costs. Estimated more than $4 billion, as I stated earlier in the beginning of my speech. $4 billion annually, which would send the state budget to annual deficit. Sending the state budget to annual deficits and exacerbating a projected recession by raising businesses' costs, resulting in more lost jobs. So that will increase the spending of the government, which will increase the deficit of the government to even worse numbers and possibly lead us towards a recession, which will hurt businesses more. And it will also lead to labor loss of jobs. And then the other one was brought up was that minimum wage is already, people who are being paid minimum wage already are in debt and can't afford things like college or food or basic necessities and stuff like that, or can barely afford rent. Where is it? And it was they might receive a modest amount of they would get a bump in spending power over the time as we increase the minimum wage. This has already been tested in San Francisco, as I talked about in the main body of my speech, where San Francisco's Office of Economic Analysis found that the $15 minimum wage would benefit the local economy by boosting their spending power of low-wage workers, people who are being paid minimum wage right now, or less if they're being paid illegally, or close to it. But it could result in 15,000 fewer jobs, so it doesn't really matter if they get a better salary if they then get laid off. Because if you lose your job, then you are also still in debt and then also can't pay your rent or buy food. So it would just exacerbate the problem of low-wage workers more. And then so this is also this is from Dan McSwain of San Diego's new minimum wage. Dan McSwain from San Diego Tribune, and this is from the article, and it talks about how the cutbacks that companies are making right now in the restaurant industry, which is what they're using to anticipate other industries' changes, is because the cutbacks in them are basically the quote tip of the employment iceberg. When restaurants cut back, similar reductions are likely in other industries that provide entry-level jobs in construction, retail, call centers, and other industries. So industries that are being paid current minimum wages, when they increase, they will cut back in people. You will see more automation, which over there, which is another quote I gave in my body of my speech, where they said automation will be used to cut pay costs, so the companies can still afford to operate at a profitable margin. And also, if they had increased spending power, it still also will not matter, because another quote I brought up, which is where Oakland increased the minimum wage to $12.25 an hour, which is more than we have right now, but it's still in the same process of what we're doing for the state of California as a whole. Restaurants increase their prices as much as 20%. So again, you're making more money, but you're not actually making more, because you're going to end up spending more in your daily routines, going to restaurants or buying food at the grocery store or getting gas or different things in the state, because everything will be increasing price. Every state business. Thank you.